Mac Dre, a name that's forever stamped in the streets, in the Bay, and in the heart of hip-hop. Born in Oakland but representing Vallejo, California to the fullest, Mac Dre wasn't just another rapper. He was the voice of the streets. From Oakland's gritty blocks to Vallejo's hustle, his music spoke the struggle and the come-up. His influence reached far beyond music, building a culture that still thrives today. This is the story of Mac Dre, the rise of a true Bay Area legend. Born Andre Hicks in 1970, Mac Dre came up in the heart of Oakland. But it wasn't long before he moved to Vallejo, where his music career would really take off. Vallejo, a city that's known for its hustle and raw energy, became Dre's stomping grounds, where the likes of E40 and the Click were taking off on the hillside of Vallejo. Mac Dre's crew, Crestside, had a beef with Hillside, and Mac Dre made songs against E40. Mac Dre was not just a rapper, but a product of the streets. Growing up, Dre was in the mix, learning the game, experiencing the highs and lows, and channeling that into his music. He started rapping under the name MC Dre, but felt it was too much of a New York style, so he changed it to Mac Dre. Mac Dre gained a reputation by recording demo tapes that spread through his neighborhood. Mac Dre's crew, the Romper Room, got their name from being young and mischievous, playing pranks and causing ruckus in the neighborhood. Mac Dre started performing at talent shows, which helped him build his reputation. Dre linked up with The Mac, who already had records out under Strictly Business, and The Mac introduced Mac Dre to Kyrie, who signed Mac Dre to his first record deal to put out Young Black Brother. In 1989, while still a student at Vallejo's Hogan High School, Mac Dre made waves with a cassette tape featuring the single Too Hard for the F-In radio. The song and video would bring him success. Mac Dre also released the following Young Black Brother 1989, California Livin' 1991, What's Really Going On 1992, and Back in the Hood 1992. But his journey wasn't just about the music, it was about survival. In the streets, Dre was also part of a bank robbing gang called Romper Room, a crew that was notorious for pulling off high-stakes hits. The core group consisted of J Diggs, Kilo Kurt, Dre from the Bay, Coolio da Underdog, and Mac Dre. As his rap career began to take off, the street life followed him, and it wasn't long before the feds came knocking. In March 1992, Mac Dre and two friends were arrested while traveling back to Vallejo from Fresno, where Dre recently had performed with Ice Cube. His friends were charged with attempted robbery, while Mac Dre was charged with conspiracy to rob a bank. Police had been surveilling the men through a wired informant, and the charges stemmed from the planning of a bank robbery, not the actual commission of one. While fighting his case in the Fresno County Jail, Mac Dre recorded Back in the Hood EP. It's not definitely established that he was the first rapper to record music while incarcerated, but definitely one of the first. Mac Dre was found guilty and sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. He was released from Lompoc Prison a year early, on August 2, 1996, after serving 4 years for good behavior. Some sources suggest that Mac Dre's record label, Romp Productions, and his references to Romper Room in his songs coincided with a Vallejo robbery gang of the time calling themselves the Romper Room Gang. During his time in prison, Mac Dre developed a better appreciation for freedom, life, fun, and coordinated the release of numerous albums, including Stupid Doo-Doo Dumb and Rapper Gone Bad. He also founded Thizz Entertainment, which is now managed by his mother, Mac Wanda. Dre spent time behind bars during the peak of his career, but like any real street soldier, he didn't fold. He came back harder than ever. Now, it wasn't just the streets that made Dre special. The man had a vision, and he wasn't trying to follow anyone else's blueprint. Dre created the Thizz movement, a raw, high-energy sound that embodied the Bay's vibe. In 1999, Dre and a San Rafael-based distributor called City Hall Records formed a new record label, Thizz Entertainment. He wasn't just rapping, he was building an empire. Thizz wasn't just music, it was a way of life, a lifestyle that embraced the fun, the hustle, and the realness of the streets. The Thizz sound took over the Bay Area. You couldn't escape it. Mac Dre built a wide-reaching fan base, selling thousands of CDs in places like France, South Africa, and even remote areas of the United States. One of his biggest contributions to hip-hop's evolving vernacular and its crossover appeal was the term he gave to his record label, Thizz, already gaining popularity as a street drug. Mac Dre helped popularize the term and the experience, shifting from local hip-hop scene's vibe from gritty and gangster to something more wild, fun and carefree. From Vallejo to Portland to the whole region, people were feeling Dre's energy, his style and his unapologetic approach. His beats were wild, his flow was crazy, and the movement he created was unlike anything hip-hop had ever seen before. Mac Dre wasn't just dropping tracks, he was dropping classics, albums like Young Black Brother, Thizz Washington, and The Game Is Thick Volume 2 became anthems, and tracks like Feelin' Myself, Get Stupid, and Thizzle Dance. They still bump in the car, the club, and the streets today. Mac Dre's music wasn't just for listening, it was for living. Trill TV played a major role in shaping and documenting the Bay Area's hip-hop culture, particularly during the rise of the hyphy movement in the early 2000s. It was one of the key platforms that captured the raw, unfiltered energy of the Bay's music scene and lifestyle, showcasing the realness of the streets, the parties, and the artists who defined the era. Here's how Trill TV influenced the Bay Area. Trill TV was instrumental in capturing the raw essence of the hyphy movement, which was all about energy, freedom, and wild fun. It wasn't just about the music, it was about the culture, the streets, the personalities, and the way the Bay Area came together to celebrate life. The show brought the wild, frantic energy of hyphy to a larger audience, helping the movement spread beyond the Bay Area. By filming shows, parties, and behind-the-scenes footage, Trill TV gave Bay Area artists like Mac Dre, E40, Keek Da Sneak, and many others a chance to shine. It made them more accessible to fans and helped elevate the Bay's underground rap scene to national prominence. Trill TV highlighted not just the famous faces of the Bay Area, but also the rising stars, producers, and other figures who were influencing the sound. It showcased the identity style of the Bay, from its slang to its beats, and helped establish a distinct identity in the world of hip-hop. By focusing on the lifestyle and culture surrounding hip-hop, Trill TV helped preserve and build the Bay Area's legacy in the larger hip-hop world. It documented the stories and struggles of artists from the area, making sure the culture wasn't just a passing trend, but something with lasting influence. Fans were able to get an insider's look into the lives of their favourite Bay Area rappers. This created a stronger connection between artists and fans, with viewers getting a real sense of what was going on in the streets and behind the music. Trill TV made fans feel like they were part of something bigger, like they were in on the secret. In essence, Trill TV helped elevate the Bay Area's hip-hop culture by documenting it, sharing it with the world, and turning the spotlight on a movement that was built on fun, rebellion, and authenticity. It gave the Bay a platform to be heard and seen on a national scale, cementing its place in the history of hip-hop. Even now, Dre's sound is everywhere. Dre set the bar for what it means to have your own lane in the rap game. He wasn't just part of the Bay, he was the face of it. And if you were from the Bay, you knew Mac Dre. Mac Dre didn't just change music, he changed the culture of the Bay Area. From Vallejo to the world, his legacy is still felt every day. His influence runs deep, from the streets to the stages, and from new school artists to the OGs. His style, his swagger, and his mentality are still shaping how the Bay moves today. Mac Dre had just wrapped up a show in Kansas, Missouri, when a car rolled up next to his van, driven by Doobie, a Thizz rapper and friend of Dre, and started firing. The cops never cracked the case, but they found Dre's bullet-riddled body next to the vehicle. For a minute, Mac Dre's death gave the hyphy movement a fresh spark, and he became its larger-than-life symbol. His image started showing up everywhere: tattoos, decals, shirts, you name it. J Diggs was rocking a huge Mac Dre chain around his neck, and other Thizz members were cruising in a black Hummer with Dre's face painted on the side. On July 5th, Mac Dre's birthday, became Dre Day, a holiday that brought hundreds to the crest. When MTV came through to film a hyphy special in 2007, the stars all paid their respects, calling him the grandfather of hyphy. After Mac Dre passed, Thizz Entertainment shifted gears fast. The label ramped up plans to launch its distribution arm, Thizz Nation. Dre's mom, Mac Wanda, took over Thizz Entertainment to manage his massive music catalogue. With new leadership, Thizz Nation grew. They launched imprints like Thizz Latin and Kilo Kurt, brought on a bunch of folks from the crest to record under the Thizz banner. But even in death, Mac Dre's name still rings out. His influence didn't die with him, it only grew. His music's still bumping, his style still respected, and his legacy? That's immortal. From film and TV to memes and social media, Mac Dre's personality and impact are everywhere. People still talk about him, still rep his name, and still throw. Artists like E40, YG, La Russell, and even Drake all credit Mac Dre as a major influence. Dre didn't just create a sound, he created a movement that still lives on. His legacy is so deep you can hear it in the beats, the flows, and the way the Bay Area moves. The crown? Mac Dre was the king, and that throne hasn't been touched. Every year the streets honour him. Every year fans gather for tribute shows. It's clear that Mac Dre's influence doesn't have an expiration date. He's more than just a rapper, he's an icon. Mac Dre was more than just a rapper, he was the soul of the streets. His legacy? Unbreakable. And his name? Forever solidified in hip-hop history.